Good morning, everyone. I'm Erica Fernandez with SCIS Communications, and we are live in the classroom today at Space Center Intermediate School, and I'm inside Ms. Quinlan's advisory class. Now, Ms. Quinlan, this is the first time we've been inside an advisory class for this segment, so what can we expect from today's classroom?
So today we are highlighting random acts of kindness, and we're using the lessons from the 7 Habits and Stephen Covey to show the students about different ways to show kindness, but also how we can think win-win.
And this is a Leader in Me school here at Space Center Intermediate School. So the difference between this lesson that we're seeing today as opposed to others that we've seen here on our Facebook Live is this is going to be student-led. So can you walk us through a little bit of what we'll see?
Yes, so the 7 Habits really shows about student leadership and how students can rise up and take ownership of their own learning. And so the students run a lot of the lesson. They talk to each other. They have really good, meaningful conversations because it comes from one of their peers instead of the teacher.
Okay, so it's going to be a little bit different than what we've seen normally here on Live in the Classroom, but we're excited for the kids to get started. So she's going to do a brief instructions, and then the kids are going to get started. So go ahead.
Awesome. So we have our student leaders today. We have Miss Abby and Nevaeh, Alex, and Gabriel who are going to step up and lead today's lesson. So if y'all want to go ahead and stand and go to the front of the class.
Can someone read Hannah's story? Anyone?
Yesterday I read about a man in another country who helps people in small ways. I thought about how great it would be if more people did that. Then I thought, what if I created a new leadership team, focusing on small acts of kindness? I'm super excited and can't wait to talk to the principal tomorrow.
How did Hannah's story illustrate habit 4? Anyone? Eric again?
Hannah thought about other people except herself and thought how she could possibly change something.
Does anyone want to add on?
Nobody?
Ozarique, do you want to try? Could the concept of mutual benefit be applied in the larger world? How is it realistic to think people all over the world can do small acts of kindness? Why? What do you predict might happen if small acts of kindness were common at our school?
If they were more common, maybe not that many people maybe get into fights, or just the school would be like a better place and stuff.
That's a good answer.
Not as many people get detentions and stuff.
Go ahead, Omar.
There would be more friends than bullies and stuff.
That's correct.
Michelle.
It would cause a ripple effect, and everyone else, it would be a happier place. That's all.
Delaney, did you have something to say?
Yeah, I guess you never really know what someone's day has looked like, or what's been going on. So if you can just do your best to just spread kindness, it can go a long way, I feel like.
If you could create a leadership role when Hannah helps another person, that person wins.
What are at least 3 examples of how Hannah wins when she helps another person?
She makes herself feel better because she helped another person.
2 more? Or one at a time? Anyone want to add on? Eric?
She helped other people go through things they don't want to go through, or help them with problems.
And one that I can say, the video we watched earlier, is that they mentioned how it helps you in general with your benefit, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
If you can create a leadership role that provided genuine attitudes, including small acts of kindness, what would it be?
You can think about this one.
Go ahead, Eric.
You compliment someone on how they look, or just say something nice about them. and actually mean it.
Anyone else? Okay.
Do y'all have a personal story of when y'all have shown an act of kindness to somebody else?
Go ahead, Michelle.
Any day, like holding the door for somebody or telling them like they look good today or something.
I mean,
Just something little leads to something bigger.
that's a good one. And I mean, it's, again, like it mentioned, small acts of kindness that can say, after you held that door open for someone, they could hold the door open for someone else. So it's kind of like a mimic effect. Yeah.
Oh, it'll keep going on.
Anyone else? Delaney?
I guess like I think like being kind is also just like taking into consideration like the fact that your words have like depth and just like thinking before you speak and like assessing the situation and like doing your best to confront a situation in like the kindest way possible.
Anyone else? In conclusion, it may not be realistic to think everyone in the world will use the concept of mutual benefits, but what if we started here? What if we use the concept of mutual benefits in this class by performing small acts of kindness? What if it spread in our school? We will never know unless we try.
Great job, y'all. Everyone else, if we could please get out our leadership logs now on your computers, and we can put in our learning today about how we can show kindness throughout our day-to-day. Maybe one small act of kindness and how that could take a ripple effect.
All right, we are here now with Dr. Ann Thornton. She's the principal here at Space Center Intermediate. So we just saw a brief lesson done by some of the students in their advisory class. So this is a Leader in Me School, but can you tell me first, what is a Leader in Me School?
Sure. So first, we actually call it Cardinal Leadership Time. And the reason we do that is to put purpose behind the time. And a Leader in Me School is a school that uses the 7 habits on a daily basis. We embed them in everything that we do, and we try to make leadership opportunities for all of our students and our staff members.
And so these students, what's the purpose behind, standing in front of the class and leading a lesson in front of their peers?
Sure. So when we first started doing this, we noticed that the conversations were lacking, but when we had students lead the conversations, they went deeper. And so they were a little shy this morning. Usually the conversations last more about 30 minutes and we're having to cut them off before we move on to the next class. But the kids really appreciate hearing from each other instead of hearing from the teacher's perspective.
Yeah.
And we found that it made more growth and progress on our campus because our students were saying, you heard one of them say, it's the little things that matter. Hold a door open and someone else will do it too. And so when they're hearing from their peers, we actually saw them doing those things as well.
Yeah, and we can see that be a ripple effect and affect their confidence, the way that they act, and the way that they are with their peers. So again, we are here at Space Center Intermediate School, and we're excited to be able to show you a little bit of the Leader in Me School and what goes on. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Remember, you can watch this live back on Facebook at any time.